Nail techs are quitting. You can see it on Facebook Marketplace when they're selling their equipment. You can see it on Instagram. I've seen many pages that I follow where it's either a nail tech who works somewhere else or they own their own business and they're sending off these messages that they're quitting. They're not taking clients anymore. They're leaving this industry. So why do you think that is? I have some reasons here on a list that I wrote down that I'm going to share with you as to why a nail tech might be leaving this industry. So the first one on my bullet point here is lack of work, low pay, or inconsistent work. So when you're a nail tech, or if you don't know anything about the business, I'm going to share with you what it's like to be a nail tech. So when you're a nail tech, you go by appointment only, right? So you're getting paid for the appointment that you do. So if you don't have a person, you are not making money. So if you're not getting clients, you're not getting that income that you want, right? If you're getting sent home. So if you don't have, maybe this week you have a bunch of clients, next week maybe you'll have a bunch of no-shows, and it's hard to have that stable money, that stable income. So as for anybody wants to have a career where they're able to have a dependable paycheck. And if your paycheck isn't dependable, that could be a reason for you or for them to want to quit their job, because I can't blame anybody for wanting to quit their job where they're not making enough money, that's for sure. Too busy. Now this is funny because I just said, maybe some people aren't getting enough work, so they're quitting, and then maybe some people are getting too much work that they're quitting, and that's totally two ends of the spectrum. But if you think about it, if you're too busy, that's also not a good thing. So if you're your own business, you own the salon that you're working at, you can kind of do whatever you want or need to with your schedule. But if you're working for somebody else, that can be kind of tricky sometimes, because your boss may say, you have to work this hour to this hour, and you may not get a break in there. A lot of the time when you're a nail tech, you get back to back to back appointment. If you're doing hair, you might get a break whenever they're having that processing time, whenever their highlights are lifting or their colors processing. But if you're a nail tech, you might be doing manicure after manicure after manicure, and your boss, they don't care if you get a 30-minute lunch break. And there are definitely states or places where you are not required to give a break. They don't have to give you a break. So that can be hard on a person. I definitely worked at places before where I went all day and did not have a break. Of course, I went to the bathroom, but I didn't have time to actually eat lunch. A lot of the time it would be on Saturday, and it would be like a 6-hour shift for the most part, but that is still long. That's long to go without eating something, because imagine you're getting ready for work, you're eating in the morning, and that could be maybe almost 7 hours later until you're done with work and you can eat again. That's a long time. You're going to get hangry. There were some days where I would get very hangry at my nail desk whenever I was working at places like that would not let you have a break. It can be hard. Okay? The next point, toxic work environment. Have you ever worked at a place that made you want to quit? That can definitely be the case if you're working in a nail salon or a salon. Sometimes if you're working in a bigger place, it can be even harder because you have all those different conflicting personalities and more drama, and working with women sometimes can be drama. I know I'm saying that as a woman myself, but there were definitely places that I worked, not necessarily in a salon business, but in another type of environment where I worked with men. And on those shifts, things were just more laid back. They weren't as tense as compared to working with some women out there. If you worked in a toxic work environment, especially with women, you know what I'm talking about. Leave me a comment below and tell me about your experience, okay? It can be tough sometimes. Physical strain. So think about this. When you're a nail tech and you're working on nails, the most part of your day, what you're going to be doing is this. Okay, you're going to be looking down at your desk, or you're going to be looking down at the pedicure station. You're just looking down to do the nails. There's just no way around it. Even if the client can bring their hand up a little bit, you're still having your head down and you're having all that strain on your shoulders there. You definitely can develop problems in your shoulders and your upper back where they get very, very tense. I know there were days in the salon where I had nonstop days doing nails all day long. Nails can be a killer, and when you're doing that and you're looking down all day, at the end of your shift, you're like, oh my gosh, that was painful. And doing that day in and day out, and you're raising your arm up a lot of the time like this, you're getting tension up here. I get tension in my hand because I'm holding on to my polish brush with so much tension, or my nail art brush, but right there is a personal problem. I try to tell myself, relax, relax your hand, but that's still added tension, added physical stress, physical strain to the job that you're working at. Lack of career growth. Now think about this. When you're a nail tech and you're working in a salon, you're a lot of the time making 40 to 50% commission. Okay, so you have this set wage where maybe a gel manicure is $40, let's say. So okay, if there's getting a basic gel manicure, every time you get that client, you're gonna get $20 if you're getting 50%. Well, the only way you can make more money, right, is either one, the prices go up in the salon, or two, you get more clients, which means you're just gonna have to work more hours. So the only way you're getting a raise in the salon is if the prices go up. Yes, people are gonna tip you, but that's gonna be dependent on each person. This person might tip you $5, this person 10, 20. You don't know what you're getting. So your pay on your paycheck from the salon may not go up just from your services unless you're having an increase in prices. Because if you're working somewhere else, a lot of the time you might get a raise every year, or maybe, a 6-month raise. At a salon, not always possible to advance that, at least financially, in your career growth. Lack of benefits. A lot of salons are not going to pay you benefits. They do not pay to have your health, your dental, your whatever. They don't pay benefits for that. Maybe like a 401k, something like that if you're lucky, Aflac, but most of the time they're not going to pay any of your benefits. And now my camera battery is dying and I have to change it. Camera battery died, got a new battery in, and I was saying lack of benefits. It's not always common that you're going to get benefits in a salon job. So it's possible that maybe somebody just needs to get a job where they can go out somewhere and seek some benefits. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. And next point here, my dog is distracting me by walking on the floor right now. Next point, salon hygiene standards. You may think working in a salon, you have rules where you have to do things like this, or this, and that's true to a degree. There are rules, there's state regulations, how you're supposed to clean things, how you're supposed to handle things, but that doesn't mean that the salon that you're working at, if you're working for somebody else, is doing those things. And it can be frustrating if you're supposed to be doing something a certain way so you don't get anyone sick or get the best results, and you see people not doing it. Or maybe your boss just isn't enforcing it. Maybe they're not making people use barbicide, or they're not making them sweep their station. Or maybe you feel bad, so you're like, okay, well, I have to sweep the area because I have clients coming in, and I don't want my clients to see all this, dust or whatever, and thinking that the place is gross, because I'm not gross. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's another thing where it can be hard. Jimmy, my dog was being bad, but he's so cute. Yes, he is. Jimmy, look at the camera, bud. Oh, look! Can you see yourself in the screen there? Oh, yes. Okay, I'm gonna put you down. So as I was saying, salon hygiene standards, yeah, there just may be no standard there, and it can be a frustrating place to work at. But if you're someone who's trying to be a nail tech right now, do not let this video take you off of your path that you want to go on to become a nail tech. Don't let it scare you. Scare you is the word I was looking for. Don't let it scare you into not becoming a nail tech, because there are still many positives about this career, and I have some advice for people that are starting out. You can check out the advice in this video here, and I hope you are doing well on your journey wherever it may take you.